Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay. All right, let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. Okay. I hope you all are doing well. Okay. And tonight I'm using a different tea than I usually do, and this one is called Tiger Eye. It's not too dissimilar from the Empire of Kima that I usually use. Maybe the leaves are a little bit thicker when they steep, after they've steeped. But they do look very nice. And if you can hear me, I am congested and I apologize. My allergies are just going wild. Everything is starting to blossom and the green is coming out and they're starting to turn up all of the fields around us, and it's just quite a time for allergies around here. Okay. Let's see, where should we start? Why don't we look at this card, okay? This is the Eight of Wands, and this is from the Thoth deck. One of the more interesting looking cards, in my opinion. It looks it reminds me very much of like a 70s occult diagram, or like a 60s kind of science textbook or something like that. So we have the prism, the diamond, and this beautiful rainbow, and the wands have kind of turned into these energetic arrows, and everything is moving in a swift nature. So this is related to swiftness in the Thoth deck. So it's very much about direct communication, swift action, really getting to the source of things, trying to understand beneath all of the other stuff, to get past all of the unnecessary information and really get to the core of what we're trying to say, what we're trying to learn, what we're trying to understand. And so let's see how that relates to these tea leaves. Okay, so the first thing that I really noticed was kind of this it looks like a wine glass, champagne glass. And it seems that there has been some merriment, maybe some reason for celebration. So congratulations if something has come up or is coming up soon. I think in this context, that this has been something that maybe has, what do they call that? Kind of a social lubricant, something that has helped you speak more candidly, maybe a little less, you're a little more uninhibited, a little less shy. these kinds of things, okay? And, you know, that's why drinking is kind of a social, I mean, one of the reasons, right? A social thing that people partake in. It makes it a little bit easier to be around each other, enjoy each other, speak to each other in a way that maybe you wouldn't do in the light of day, or, you know. And I'm always, if you've seen any of my other readings, I will say that I am in recovery. I am a sober person, so I never mean to advocate either way. You know, I don't want to stigmatize people's hobbies or enjoyments or whatever. I do usually avoid talking about these things, but there are plenty of people in the world that can partake a little bit and still go about their business, you know, and it doesn't affect their lives. So yeah, that's just my little disclaimer. I don't advocate drinking by any means, or not drinking either. So I just feel, it's silly that I even feel like I have to say that, but it's true. It's a little bit of the guilt. I am a bit of a 12-stepper, so, so anyways, I think that this is maybe part of the story. I do see, however, that there are a lot of these little pieces kind of falling around, and I wonder if there's a bit of chaos within this, and within this dynamic. Okay. I do feel kind of this, it's almost like an urgency. I do see kind of a person. It looks like they're pulling on the tail of like an animal. And it kind of makes me think of like a child, you know, just being really impatient and just wanting to play, and, you know, is a little too rough, or, you know, doesn't know how to handle an animal with respect yet. And in some ways, I kind of wonder if this energy is kind of all related, in that there's really an urge, a sensation, a motivation to kind of want to move quickly through a situation that is kind of beginning to reveal itself. And I'm seeing these flowers. I see a dog here. I see a person, excuse me. I see a little person kind of wearing a robe or a dress, and between them the flower. There's the dog. So the dog for me very much aligned with the loyalty, love, unconditional love, maybe best friends, or in a relationship where you're close like a best friend. The flower, definitely growth, a desire to grow, to cultivate something deeper together. This little person, I feel like it's almost like the childlike energy again, and really kind of innocence, kind of approaching this love without all of these conditions that we kind of, as we get older, we've been in some relationships, we've had some problems, we know what we like, what we don't like, you know, and it just gets a little more tedious and complicated. I think the older you get, right? I mean, hopefully not, but you know, that's the truth of it. You kind of learn about yourself, and you learn about how you like to live, and, you know, whatever. So in this young age, there's a lot less condition to love, okay? And then next to it, there is the hourglass, okay? So time, a feeling of time maybe running out or being impatient. And so I feel that there is really this urge to move quickly through the situation, and it's involving somebody that you are familiar with. You have some kind of established relationship. This could be a romantic relationship that you are in. This could be somebody that you've known for many years. It could be somebody that has, quickly become your best friend in the last couple of years, or it could in some ways maybe be even like a family member. And I think that there has been this kind of urgency on your part, okay? I feel that you really truly love this person. You really truly, you're very loyal. You feel like you are tied to each other for the rest of your lives. Okay, in your approximation, you are soulmates to some degree. You are each other's chosen family, or maybe family of origin, but you have chosen to be family. Okay, and I feel that this person probably feels similar, but I think that there is just a little bit of a communication blockage. Okay, I think that, and I want to kind of look over here. So we have this person who looks like they are kind of mopping the floor. Okay, I feel like there's often, right, a few miscommunications, disagreements arising, a lot of cleanup that has to be done. I get it because I feel on your end there is this energy of really direct communication. I feel like you're a person that kind of wants to say what you mean. You're not into having to have passive or indirect types of communication. You don't want to guess. You're not into these kind of guessing games, mind reading, following all the signs and figuring out what somebody wants, okay, or what they need from you. You want them to state it clearly. You want it to be very direct and clear. So there's not a lot of room for mistakes to be made. And I think this person is more prone to kind of being a little skittish, maybe have what seems to be maybe shifts in their mood or their relatedness, their willingness to be open and communicate. So it's kind of like this constant dance between you two, trying to figure out exactly where are they at, where are they coming from. If you say something too plainly that is maybe a little too difficult or something that brings up emotions, they might just kind of fall off the face of the earth for a few days. Might not answer your texts, might not show up where they're supposed to meet you. Okay, and you kind of just have to continually navigate these shifting winds, right? Okay. So I'm looking at this one. I'm trying to see. It kind of looks like a person falling. Kind of almost looks like two people falling. It looks like they're in a tumbling match a bit. There's the one person here. Then there's another person here, and it just looks like as you rotate it, they're just kind of tumbling around. Okay, and so I think that really kind of is part of the kind of dynamic between you two. I have a feeling, though, that although this might be frustrating for you, that at times I think that it can be very tiring, depleting, just kind of not knowing what to do next. I do think that you really, really love and care about this person to the degree that you are willing to put up with this kind of, continual tumbling back and forth, round and round. They are somebody, like I said, that you feel are your family. Not even if it is somebody that is a boyfriend, girlfriend, loved one. They feel like somebody that you are so close to that, you don't give up on them. So I think, my 2 cents about it is that probably your underlying instinct to kind of move with precision and to choose your words very carefully, it's probably the safest route for you to keep traveling that road. Even when you do want to move quickly through whatever the situation is that's coming up. Okay, maybe they, moving in together, maybe you want to decide on a trip that you're going to take, or, any number of them. Maybe who's going to pick where we're going to eat tonight, whatever it is. You sometimes have to move at the pace of the person who is a little more, emotionally attached to how they navigate life, right? And I understand this because I'm the person that is a little more shifty, and sometimes I can be, very sensitive to how somebody communicates with me, and I don't always clearly state what I want. So I kind of understand being on the other end of this. Other times, though, I am the person, just say what you want, because I'm not going to guess. I'm not a mind reader. I might do tea leaf readings. I might, dabble in different divinations and scryings and these kinds of things, vision work, but I am not a mind reader. I am not. So just tell me what it is, All right, let's see. I want to see, we have an H. This one seems to be important. It is pretty prominent right there in the middle. The other thing I've been looking at as we're going along here is this tree. It looks like a nice tree. It reminds me of something you would find in the desert. A little twisted, a little sparse, but beautiful and aged. I do believe that you have, with this energy of, quick cognitive energies, frequencies flowing, and your little synapses firing off, and all of that electricity in that big brain muscle of yours. You have a lot of ideas going on right now. You have just all these things that you're just inventing, thinking of, that are coming alive for you. And I think it's a really good time to choose some or maybe one of these ideas. Okay, but don't get stuck in making too many goals or having too many plans, because you have a lot of ideas. But write them down. Pick the ones that you can actually get done and start using your energies to manifest those things. Because if you have too many goals and too many plans, your energies are going to be spread thin. Nothing's going to get done. Okay. And we all know how that goes. We've all done it. We will all do it again. But, you know, I think you really have this kind of spark going on right now. And so, you know, put it to use. Put it to use. Pick the, you know, top 3. Narrow it down to like the top 2. Then maybe do 1, you know. And then we have this person kind of scaling up the side of this slope here, this mountain. And definitely the energy of achievement, doing the hard thing, going up the side of that mountain and, you know, planting your flag and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, it's a good time to do some of those mental exercises, creative, you know, just getting your creative juices flowing, and start planning on how you're going to take those things from, you know, your kind of abstract, and then birthing them into the material. What is that going to look like for you? How are you going to execute those things? Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Kind of have a little slug, it looks like, right there. So, although we have the swiftness going on, I think always it should be said, a little bit of tempering self is never going to hurt. Okay, make sure that you choose wisely, right? Think about those words you're using. We already talked about the fact that you know that you have to be careful with this relationship. So also with any kind of business endeavor, creative endeavor, endeavor of pleasure, you should be thoughtful and, you know, don't waste your idea on going too quickly, and getting messy with it. Okay. So I think in like the next, it looks like the next 4, maybe next 4 weeks. And then I see that we have the 4, and then we have this nice trail kind of going through there. I think that this is going to be a time of using your body to go and do something like maybe hiking, maybe some kind of trying out maybe a new sport or intentional movement. Maybe you got a new bike or you're thinking about getting one. Maybe you're going to start upping your steps for the day. That's what I need to do for sure. Or maybe you're getting outside and you're working on the yard, getting it ready for summer or getting it ready for winter, depending on where you're at. Whatever it is, I feel that this next month is going to be a big shift into more movement of the body. And it seems like it's going to be very intentional. And that's, you know, that never hurts, okay? It never hurts to get the blood flowing, get your heart rate up a little bit, and enjoy yourself. Get some sun if you have it where you're at. I feel like we haven't had it in so long. We had clouds all day long today, and right as I was getting ready to do this reading, I looked outside and it's getting dark and the sky is clearing up, of course. So, well, at least I'll be able to see the stars tonight. Okay, Libra, I appreciate you so much, and I just am so honored to be able to bring these messages to you. It really is such a rewarding and just, I just appreciate that I'm allowed to even do this. It seems like a dream come true to be able to kind of talk about the things that we get to talk about and gaze into a bit of the wonder and mystery of the universe via tea leaves. And I'm drinking all kinds of different teas now. It's funny because I was not a huge tea drinker before I started reading tea leaves. And now it's pretty much, I do drink coffee. I drink coffee, water, and tea. And yeah, I'm not mad about it. I actually am starting to really, really enjoy all of the different ones that I've been trying. So yeah. Anyways, if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really helps me get into the algorithm and it helps us grow the channel one person at a time, and we are doing it, you guys. And I appreciate all of you that have subscribed. If you have not, I appreciate you too, but please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell and it will let you know when the next videos are coming out. We are on a schedule now that I'm reading each sign once a week. And between now and the next time I read Libra, which should be in 7 days, maybe 6, depending on the schedule, during that time, you can go and look at your other placements. You can look at your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising. I know people like to watch their Venus, and lots of people like to cross watch. So if you don't know what that is, I guess it's like where you go and watch for a loved one, like your partner or your kids or somebody, a friend or whatever. You go and watch their solar lunar placements. Okay, kind of check in and see what their week or what their next horoscope is going to be like. All right, thank you. We will talk again very soon, Libra.